Biblical partiality creates economic heresy. Thrown out of the synagogue is truth's coherency. Vividly darkening Galilee for Rome to blot. Feeding they that are vulnerable to the worm that dieth not. Biblical partiality creates economic heresy. Thrown out of the synagogue is truth's coherency. Vividly darkening Galilee for Rome to blot. Feeding they that are vulnerable to the worm that dieth not. The authenticity of contemporary missionary Christianity is being demoted to the problematic calamity of society callously, denigrating reality to systematic policies, demonizing sobriety, and aggrandizing pagan philosophies, Satan Scientology, obscured within painted duality, tainted theology, theorizing turpitude in its tranquility, imprinting isolated ideologies, initializing iniquity, New Age conspiracy, Marxist malignancy, 9/11 trilogy inexplicably, authorizing media trickery and sorcery, through Egyptian astrology, raptured by Socrates, captured by the Sophocles, patterned by the Portuguese, perpetuating William Lynch plenary thoughts and condemning centuries, perverse pessimistic perpetuity, propagandizing personation propensity, preordained for the earth's geography, and mankind's genealogies, excavating through cultural astronomy to castigate righteous authority, potential diplomacy, potently exterminated by lies, conceptualized to be socialized and sensationalized by pious, right-wing conservatives, biased, televangelists, preservatives, inadvertently manipulated to be stimulated by monetary currency, embezzling funds under the hands of a racist nation that sponsors terror organizations and steals oil for globalization, eradicates entire villages with biological chemical radiation, Machiavellian indoctrination, harbored by the Constitution's justification, worldwide apostasy dominantly predates the New World Order, where authentic disciples and evangelists are divided and tortured. The augmented head of John the Baptist, fragmented with gluttony, subjection of the Gospels emancipates the economy to fulfill the prophecy. Absolute democracy must be plutocracy. 120 degrees of blasphemy ostensibly constructed with numerology. Fallacious enlightenment. 5% competence and 95 per 100 demonic accomplishment. Divisible by 7 in the 8-point star, the third man argument. Partial Protestant providence. Infantically destroying the populace. Incontinence. The prominence of spiritual warfare overwhelms admonishment. It pathologically depicts the entire planet's demolishment, widening the lake of fire for the inhabitants of liberal continents, with the lamentations of Ramah and modern politics, transfiguring Gnostic province with agnostic doctrine, Masonic rhetoric, enciphered in between the lines of religious sonnets. Christendom, subjugated into totalitarian bondage, tithing homage to the devil, disguised as a prophet, whose target profits come from widows in the prosperity markets. Biblical partiality creates economic heresy. Thrown out of the synagogue is truth's coherency. Vividly darkening Galilee for Rome to blot. Feeding they that are vulnerable to the worm that dieth not. Biblical partiality creates economic heresy. Thrown out of the synagogue is truth's coherency. Vividly darkening Galilee for Rome to blot. Feeding they that are vulnerable to the worm that dieth not.
Dark illusions are confusing the rulers of society. It's proving Satan's using the bruised and fainted bodies. See, that's all you have to do, cause it's all around you. Prostitutes are selling their bodies, but it's all a scandal. Light a candle and watch the darkness expose. Repose Christians pretending to be something they isn't. Man-made visions, just listen. Casuistic precision. Decisions dependent not on people but business. The preacher's job isn't to seek monetary benefit.
What's his
job? To show the body why Christ died and how he rose again.
Right.
I'm not pointing the finger, but this is getting tense. And to the content, man, it's time to repent.
Right.
Before Ezekiel 34 catches an encore. Bullets soar with loud roars, seeking for lost souls to devour.
Speak the truth.
Smoking till your lungs collapse. At the altar, going through your fifth relapse.
Wow.
Cigarettes, legal to the world, but sin to Adonai. And to the guys, it's alright to look, but just don't touch. Now that's a lie. The world will compromise, but saints, please be wise. Jesus laid the standards around us, just open your eyes. It's perfection, and I said, continue to strive. Seek truth for yourself. Don't depend on these guys, depend on God. He'll show you the way. Like 1 John chapter 2, 27 and 28. Or Hebrews chapter 8, verses 10 through 13. I'm not saying be self-contained, just don't let them lead you astray. Work out your own salvation.
That's right.
Continue to pray. Because God's no respecter of persons. He sees you the same. His child. Covered with the blood of his only begotten son's name. Do you get what I'm saying? It's time to take this serious. Quit the church games, because people that never lived today are slowly dying.
Wow.
And while we're being portrayed as sleeping giants, demons are scheming on souls that's ruined lions, fiending for bleeding, because that's where the life is. The next generation is their number one victim,
Where they get it from?
they get them from the antecedents.
That's the parents.
And it's vital that we stop focusing on the physical, because there's a war going on outside.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
It's all spiritual.
Biblical partiality creates economic heresy. Thrown out of the synagogue is truth's coherency. Vividly darkening Galilee for Rome to blot. Feeding they that are vulnerable to the worm that dieth not. Biblical partiality creates economic heresy. Thrown out of the synagogue is truth's coherency. Vividly